and see. Good evening and welcome back to Alex and Alex
Welcome,
podcast. We are on
welcome.
episode number 3. And
Yes,
on today's episode, we are finishing up our conversations and discussions about parenting. So
parenting.
today is not about discipline.
Yeah,
It's actually the opposite of discipline today,
yes,
but we are finishing up our little parenting chapter.
yes.
It's been stressful. He's been stressing me out with this
I
parenting
have
discussions.
been doing no such thing,
So
but it's been a good conversation
it's
though.
been
It's
a great
been
conversation.
recall. I think some recall stuff for Brianna might have been a little rough, but other than that,
Slightly.
it has been good, and we thank you all for sticking with us.
Yes,
And we
absolutely.
welcome you again to Alex and Alex, where we are full of opinion, but please understand that none of this is licensed. None of this. Don't follow what we say,
Literally,
please.
none of this is parenting advice. Preface,
Yeah,
we're going to
no,
disclaimer.
yeah,
Nothing we say is parenting advice. We are not certified or licensed to give you said advice.
and will not be held against us in a court of law. Thank you. Happy New Year's. How
Happy
are
New
you
Year's.
doing?
I'm doing good. It's 2026.
Yes.
First day of 2026.
Woo!
And we're starting off the new year right filming. We had that break, over the
Yes.
Christmas
Little
break,
break.
so
Little
we
break.
did not get an episode out there, but I'm excited to see what 2026 holds.
Much needed break
Not just
after
for myself and my family, but for Alex and Alex.
2 torturous episodes going into this third episode, and just life is
Life is
life in,
lifing.
life is life in, and all is well. Excited though, very
Yes.
very excited. I hope you all are excited about 2026 also.
And Happy New Year's
yeah,
to
yeah.
all of you, actually.
Happy New Year. I actually a little while ago said Merry New Year, but it's Happy
We didn't have
New
to say
Year.
that because we.
Yeah, I just slipped that in for the sake of it.
I'm
Nothing better to do. Yeah, whatever. Okay, thank you.
All right. So today's episode, we are not focusing on discipline. We finished our discipline series. Today we are focusing on rewarding. Today we are focusing on rewarding our children, setting expectations for said rewards when they're too much, when they're too little. So that's where we're going today with rewarding. So what's your take on rewarding kids? Your children, what is your take on rewarding them? How often should we do that? Should we set the bar?
Oof.
Where should we set that for rewarding our kids?
What determines? Oh my God! Now I'm gonna have to start backwards. So
Okay.
we reverse.
Mhm.
I think that somewhere along the lines, someone told us as parents now that we were supposed to give our children everything we didn't have, which I think is what led to this story of needing to reward them for accomplishments. Yes, there's benefits, but there are also things that you can do that are detrimental. And I'm hoping that in this space of time we're able to cover some of those things. But I think that there should be rewards. The thing about rewards though is, what are the cutoff points? How much? What is an A in school really worth? Because you got to look at it now. An A now would have actually probably been a B when you were in school. Yeah. So when we look at the grading scale, and we talk about reward, we look at systems now that are set up that give a great reward for actually less of an accomplishment.
Yeah.
So we established all of these things, but does it actually benefit the child? So for me, some things with regards to reward, I wish I would have never started. No, I just got to be honest.
Okay,
like,
be honest, but like what?
like money for a grade on a report card.
But that wasn't just you. That was a community thing too. Because when we went to church, we would bring our report cards and we would get money for
get
every
money. You get money for A, but then it establishes in a child's mind that everything that I'm going to do that may be meaningful to someone else is worth this benefit. I'm going to, and sometimes we didn't, man, this is what frustrated me about this is what frustrated me about making those promises of, $15 an A, $20 an A, you forget at the end of a 6-week grading period that $20 is going to come due. And as a parent, sometimes you don't have it. So it's like
Absolutely.
you
That is
set up
right
this
now.
system of benefits and rewards, and then when it comes time to pay, now you got a child that's disappointed because you look like a bad parent because you couldn't do what you said you were going to do. So now I got to find something that you did 3 weeks ago that's going to make that $20 worth 5. You remember when you messed up and you didn't do them dishes? That $20 is only going to be worth 5. Then I got to check my wallet. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I got 10. Okay. Yeah, and you remember last year when you now I got to find a way to be able to reward along the lines of what I said I was going to do. Absolutely. Because I'm coming up short. So it's beneficial, but at the same point in time, I think the expectation it creates with children for doing minimal things is just not good.
And that's straight to my point. Yep. Now, first of all, real life situation, we just relocated. Yep. So with the relocation, our son's starting a new school. That boy knocked it out the park to start with. And we had this thing where he likes Roblox. So when he gets a certain number for the day, we would buy him a certain amount of Roblox. But this boy wanted to bring him home day after day after day. Ooh, and I'm sitting here like, dang it, why did we set that basic expectation? Yep. And now we're paying out over $100 a week for Robux. Ooh, so then me and my husband came together and we're like, we need to change the scale. Because Elliot was like, this is what he's supposed to do. And I'm like, yes. And now we're like, so we had to set the scale for this weekly average type of thing. So like a one-time payout, because here's the thing, you are supposed to go to school and do good. Exactly. You are supposed to go to school and bring home good grades. Yep. And that was a learning curve as a new parent too, because I'm almost 6 years into parenting, but every year is a new phase. Yes. So it also set this expectation of, listen, you need to go to school and do good. I am not going to reward you like that every single day that you do what you're supposed to leave this house and do.
But wait. But now when you do that, remember, we're the ones who created this level of excitement for that achievement. Yeah. Now you're reneging. Exactly. You are going back on. Feel
so bad, but in the culture of parenting today, what we do, and I have done this, like I absolutely have done this. I sometimes continue to do it, but what in this parenting culture, I want to call it again, the gentle parenting era, or the fact that we want to give our children what we didn't have. Exactly. That is the culture of parenting today. We're trying to get rid of generational curses, and we're trying to give our kids everything we didn't have, and all of these things, which I love that for us, but we're also setting an expectation like, hey, this is the baseline, bro. We are rewarding you like you have exceeded every single expectation for the baseline. Gotcha. I want you to do good in school. Yes. You should be doing good in school. Yes. You should come home and do your homework. You should go to school and act like you got some good sense.
Good sense. Home training.
So exactly. So we have set this, we have the baseline way up here for our kids. And so I feel like, in a way, don't cancel me, we're just going to make mediocre children because we're rewarding them for the basic life skills they're supposed to walk out of this house and have.
Oh yeah. Well, no, and that is exactly what that has turned out to be. Again, we're going backwards, because what used to be excellence or good or great, we no longer require that. Now we just require participation.
That's what it is.
When they start giving points for you putting your name on something, you're in a bad system.
But hear me out. Even when I was in school, they used to give us these stupid tests where you would have to read the instructions. And your name was never supposed to be in the name line. So it was just seeing if you had basic critical skills of reading your directions first. So I mean,
reading the direction, all of the directions first.
All of the directions first. So I mean, also.
Yeah. Well, and again, so what would make for, because greatness doesn't happen. Greatness is something that you work towards. But when we start developing systems in certain communities where we reward our children, so on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, when we reward them for the 2, the 2.5. And not only do we reward, because again, one thing that is meaningful in the conversation is knowing that not all children work at the same level.
That is very true.
So yes,
Some
naturally
have to work
that
harder.
some people can study well. Some people, their memory, some have a household where the parents spend time, or the parents may be educators, or they may pay for tutoring. So you have certain households and certain children naturally who are gifted in certain areas, so they can step into those systems and do well. So there's going to be that imbalance of reward. But to me, awarding participation, please don't cancel. To me,
they still get
awarding participation, you're at school and you're part of this class. Participation is mandatory. And I think we're scared.
Yeah.
It's almost as if we're scared to say, as adults, which is bad, we're scared to say as adults, this is what is expected of you.
Yeah.
In order to get you. Now, listen, at the end of this, everyone's going to get a certificate, and we show them a picture of what the certificate is going to look like. And they're like, oh, certificate, and it's got stars on it. And oh, my goodness. So you really don't have to do anything other than participate.
They're treating, so our baseline, where the expectation, the baseline of what we should be doing, they're treating it like a sport. And a sport is an extracurricular. It's not something you have to do.
Yeah.
So let's say you get on a team, but you're not a starter. You know, you're on the bench. Yes. But if that team wins, guess what? Even if you didn't get the MVP, even if you didn't get anything like that, you're going to get a participation trophy. We have taken that type of thinking, that type of scale, and applied it to everything in life that our children do.
Yeah. And again, which in the short and long term, to me, negatively impacts them, because again, I don't have to work to be good. I definitely am not going to work to be great. I just want to be rewarded. And for the most basic thing, I know that I'm going to get an award. Let me say it like this. So my grandson, love him, great kid. So he got no. I wasn't saying. Now see there, you know what? Now you know what? Now see how she did that. I was trying to go without saying names. We go to the awards. It's the end of the school year, so we go to the awards, where they talk about excellent students and everything that's been done. And you're looking at these kids who are the most studied and who always are participatory in class, and they excel. And your wife would have to correct me if I was wrong. So we hear my grandson's name and we're like, oh yeah, what is this boy getting ready to get? And this Joker got like an award for being like the jokester.
They have that now.
Yes. So
it's not a class clown award.
He got a whole award.
It's like the humor or personality award.
Exactly, Mr. or Miss Comedy. And I didn't even clap. People were literally. What am I clap for that for? I know some people will be like, oh my God, his grandson went up and got, because I'm like, because he's intelligent. So the thing is, when you know that the child has more capability than just being noticed for that, yes, he's funny, yes, he's humorous and can do things like that. But when you know that there's so much more potential there that could have been tapped into, celebrating that, to me, I was like,
but that also opens this gateway when you are giving personality awards and comedy awards and things like this, when they're not getting them for like a math or a science or anything like that. You were giving these personality awards, which is great. We want to celebrate our kids' individuality 100%. But when you were giving them an award for comedy, now they're chasing that high. I just got an award for being the class clown, bro.
Yeah.
And they continue it and they continue it and they continue it. And that's kind of what they focus on. So I think that's also, it plays into the theme of what are our expectations of our children? Where is our baseline? because we're rewarding them for the bare minimum or for things that I don't believe make them stronger adults growing
Yeah.
up.
Oh no. It doesn't.
And our school system has
Yeah.
crippled our children like that.
And we see it, and we see it. Just again, um, I think there was an article some time ago where they were talking about when you ask children now what they want to be. So many of them want to be influencers, media personalities, but when you see what some of the media personalities do, it's nothing like fruitful or beneficial or educational or any of those things. It's just the silly things that they do to be able to get attention, but they get paid for being silly because they don't. And again, some of them now, the funniest thing is some of them are smart because being creative in these ways, it takes talent. It takes certain levels of gifting to be able to do some of these things. You can look at this type of stuff and go, "Oh my God, anybody can do that," until you're sitting in front of the mic and it's like, "Oh my God, what do I say?"
No, absolutely.
What? And you're drawing blank. So it's like,
Or you
okay,
don't even
yeah,
realize you have the stage fright until you get there.
exactly,
Then you had to
exactly.
read the teleprompter so
Yeah,
you got there.
it's like, and then you're stuttering through your words and like,
Yeah.
wait, hold up, I can't see. So when we look at what we are creating, we are not getting we're not getting the best out of our children. Now I said that, and hopefully you guys caught a lot of what we said because we kind of sort of maneuvered into several different ways, but I said that to ask you this question. So
Oh.
Kennedy Middle School,
Oh.
Brianna Alexandria Carter, bless you, honor student, just smart, in the Cambridge
I wasn't in
program.
Cambridge until I went to Rockledge High.
Rockledge High School. Okay, so honors program, going into the Cambridge program at the Rockledge. What made you not want to continue in that vein, in with the honors and the excellence in education? And because you still had the push, you still had the people trying to push you into it, but what type of pressures came to make you decide that that was no longer the way that you wanted to go? Because kids need to know these type of things, also challenges. Because again, it's not that the expectation is not there. The expectation is clear.
We can be completely honest. In total transparency.
Yep.
I was brilliant.
Yep.
I was smart. Back in my day, which I think is still back in my high school days, because I did graduate over a decade ago. Okay, so
yeah.
Back then, being the smart kid, being the gifted kid, the one who was good at math and English and at science, and I could dance. I was talented. Like we weren't the popular ones.
Gotcha.
And I think at that time in my life as a girl, it's a very vulnerable time in your life where you want to have girlfriends. You want to be in that group of girls that are getting attention from other girls. And I think at that point in time in my life, I was 13 years old. At that time, I just wanted to fit in.
Yeah.
Full transparency. I wanted to fit in. And I would realize that me being the smart kid and all of those things, I felt like that was what was making me not connect with the people that were on more. And I say this now and not in a mean way, but I was up here intellectually and with school, and I was trying to connect with the popular kids who were barely baseline expectations.
Yep. So your conversation is different.
So I think that's what really made me be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I have no friends.
Gotcha.
I'm not in the in crowd, and I think that's where I started to make certain questionable decisions because that's what the other kids that were popular were doing.
Okay.
And then the crazy part is it still didn't turn out well for me.
No.
Because I was living knowingly living below my own potential, trying to pretend to be something that I wasn't. And I think it was, I'm not sure if peer pressure is as prominent now. I'm sure it is, or worse. But it was just, I was just a geek. I was a nerd, and I didn't want to be the nerd. I wanted to be a part of the in crowd. So I felt embarrassed to be smart.
So there was still like that relational reward that you were looking for, that connection with others. Because again, addressing multiple issues, because again, you may have a child that is that, but they need to be comfortable in being that nerd,
Exactly.
that geek, and not feeling a level of separation from every other person. But I mean, funniest thing is, how do you balance it?
Yeah.
Does that where the reward in the family? Because again, is that where the reward in the family may be? You know, systems of rewards may be better for those who may feel separated from their peers.
I think that comes to a different episode, confidence.
Oh,
That would be a totally different thing.
Gotcha.
Because at such a vulnerable age, that middle school age is so vulnerable.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's leading you into high school, and high school is even worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
I think it's less about, because I was praised at home.
Yep.
I was smart.
Yep.
I always got the good grades, you know.
Yes.
So it wasn't so much about not having enough of the recognition at home. It was that I was with these folks 8 hours a day,
Yes.
5 days a week, and I wanted them to freaking like me. I
Yeah.
wanted
Oh,
to
yeah,
be
definitely,
invited to
definitely.
the avenues on the weekends,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
So I think at that age, it no longer has anything to do with the parental expectations or the rewarding at home.
Yes.
At that age, it's a confidence issue.
Gotcha.
Because I'll tell you right now, at 31 years old, I have friends. My best friend, she'll tell me, "You're so smart." And now at 31 years old, I'd be like, "I know."
Yeah.
Like
now you're confident.
Now I'm confident about how smart I am, because I understand the potential I have to succeed in so many different things. I'm not just smart on this level. I'm also smart on this level. I can do this, not to brag. But now at 31, I realized that all of the work that you all were trying to do as parents and the rewards was just pushing me to reach that.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get back to it, but now I embrace how I'm smart. I embrace being a nerd.
The challenges.
I embrace those challenges.
Yes.
I always want to learn something new, but I feel like that specific thing with that vulnerable age, I don't think the rewards at home are enough to get past the vulnerability of that age.
So then again, parenting is if they tell you that it ends at 18 and you have kids and they're not 18 yet, please note that it does not end when they turn 1-8. Just threw that out there. He's got
3 over the 1-8.
So yeah,
he's talking smack.
How do you think we effectively learn to pour into them to where they don't think that everywhere they go and every time they do something, I think entitlement. So they don't think that everyone and everybody, whenever they do it, you tie your shoe. Because again, a parent will celebrate it when they learn how to tie their shoe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But that don't mean your friends are going to clap because you go to school at a young age and say, "Look, Tim, I learned how to tie my shoe." Timmy may be like, "Boy."
Completely honest with you, I don't know.
Okay.
I have a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
I have a 5-year-old who I celebrate his personality, but I celebrate how good he's doing in school.
Yep.
But he's also at that age where he's in kindergarten.
Yes.
They're going to clap. Yep. They're going to do those things.
Yes.
So in all honesty, hopefully you can answer that question, because I have a 5-year-old, and it would be good to hear it from your side, because I am, in some ways, I am that mom.
Yes.
You know, so there's certain things I'm working on it. I'm getting past the, okay, baby, this is the expectation.
Yes.
Let's soar for here. And once we exceed that, it's like, pow, brain, you know?
Pressure.
So what do you think? I mean, having 3 daughters and raising a grandson and things like that, like what would you say compared to the way you're raising us? What do you think today is the problem and how we can fix it? Because not everything that we do or reward or set an expectation for within these walls that we're raising our children in are going to carry them outside. How do we make sure that it carries them outside?
To me, I think I was a yes dad, and I rarely said no, and even still rarely say no. But I think it's what
the lie detector has determined.
I don't say no a lot. How do I say no?
I was like, Dad, no.
Oh yeah, that's my no. That's
that.
No. Yeah. Oh girl, you count those against me? Oh my God. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. So then then that's a true statement.
I also count the phone calls.
That's a true statement.
Hey Dad, what do you want? I count those too as no's.
Oh dog. Wow. But see, here's my thing. Okay, so what if I said no, but then when you finally got the question, if you said, "Hey, Dad," and I said no, and then when you asked me the question, I gave it to you. I mean,
That's usually how it works.
but so you still counting the no?
Yeah.
Jesus have mercy.
Because
That's just
I
not
don't
even.
have daddy issues.
That's not even fair. Okay, so
You
back
raised
to
a
the
spoiled brat.
back to I think the
Back to
important
it.
thing is knowing, like you know your child. I think the important thing is knowing the child.
Okay.
And in knowing the child, because every if you have one system of reward for for every child, some children are not going to be rewarded
Hmm.
because that first child was probably a spoiled child that may have been poured into by more people, and then when that second child comes along, you don't have that much strength for the second child, but you're giving them everything you can, but now you got two. So now you got to balance out. So I think knowing the child,
Hmm.
some children require more pouring into
They do.
than others.
Just naturally.
Yeah. So and again, I would hate, and literally, teachers, I love and respect you all for what you do. Sitting in the class with 20 plus kids, and then every now and then having a parent come and throw a tantrum on you concerning their children.
Yes.
Respect what you all do during the course of a day. And having to know what to invest in. Good teachers. Not all of y'all are good. Um, but I think the difference is just knowing my daughters, knowing my grandsons, knowing, Prophet, my nephew, also my son, just knowing what they need.
Hmm.
The craziest thing about parenting, and I'm going to say this, even when you know what they need, you still give them more.
Hmm.
Parenting is about giving your child everything you can. So we started off the conversation by saying that it's it possibly is a mistake and possibly creates a detriment, but I don't really know anything else as a parent but to give everything that I can.
Yep.
So when that's all you know, if I take that statement out of giving them everything I didn't have, because my intent is not in so many instances to give them. I'm not thinking, oh, I didn't have this, let me give them that. Well, back in my day, what's available now wasn't available then, so
Right.
I wouldn't have been. So it is just my capacity to give them anything, just about anything good for them that they're asking for. And I don't
Hmm.
always do it. You don't always do it from the standpoint of this is a reward for something that you did. A lot of times as parents, we do stuff just based on that's my child.
Yeah.
And it's
100%.
not Christmas, it's not a birthday,
Nope.
it's not a report card that they got A's and B's on.
Nope.
It's just a matter
It's one of those
of
just because I love you.
just
And
because the expectation is, and this is the craziest thing about parenting, the expectation is that with everything you do, that you would be able to ensure that you create stable children.
mm,
Problem with that is it doesn't.
mhm,
And that is the funny thing about parenting.
mhm,
You're gonna pour, you're gonna pour, you're gonna pour, you're gonna do, you're gonna do, you're gonna do,
mhm,
you're going, but that doesn't guarantee
at all.
that doesn't guarantee a respectful child. um that doesn't guarantee
A grateful child.
exactly. So it doesn't guarantee any of those things, but guess what, you still are, you're still parent, you're still mom, you're still
Mhm.
dad. And even at an older age, as they go on, you're still gonna pour.
Yeah.
You're not gonna a parent, a sane mom and dad, when they have a child, doesn't stop pouring into their child because they're not getting the desired result. Most of the time
1000%.
we work and we shift and we maneuver to see, hey, what is it that I'm doing? What can I provide? What resource can I provide my child so that they can do better, so that they can be better, so that they can so we're always maneuvering and trying to do something, but we're still pouring, and the pouring is still based on how well we know our children.
And so to that point, and kind of maneuvering back to the rewarding,
Hmm.
I am
Yes.
trying to give him everything that I feel like he needs and
Yes.
wants so that I am fulfilling him. I am
Yes.
trying to
Gotcha.
pour into him until
Gotcha.
he's full. I want him to reach his full potential. And here's the thing. I did start to reward him to a point of entitlement.
Yeah.
So then I was creating a brat,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
getting scary and dangerous. So you have to, with rewarding, we also have to know a line. There, you have to toe the line with rewards because,
Expectation.
like you said before, entitlement.
Yeah.
There becomes, I'm doing this just to be rewarded.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And then you stop the rewards, or you set a
Yeah.
better standard for the rewards
Yeah.
that make more
Expectation.
sense.
Yeah.
And your expectations switch up the baseline, and now they're like,
Mm-hmm.
but what were you? And then you know, but like, bruh, like, why?
Yeah.
This is what you used to do.
Mhm.
So I think that rewarding, and not going back to discipline, but rewarding can be as dangerous as discipline can sometimes.
Yes.
Not in an
Oh,
abusive
yes.
way,
Yeah.
but in the fact of, it could be dangerous to your child. You could be creating an entitled prick. You never know. So
Yeah.
there's such a thin line. We have to watch that baseline and always pour into your children.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Never stop pouring.
No.
Us, again, this is not parenting advice, but us speaking about rewarding and setting an expectation and setting that
Yes.
baseline, that does not mean don't pour into your children and do
Exactly.
not reward them, but just
Exactly.
make sure
There's a legitimate expectation, because here's the and what we have to realize that we're doing is our reward system is setting them up for a world that is not going to reward you every time. That the world is going to say, hey, I cut you a check this week. What else
No
do you
facts.
expect? That was your reward. And you're going to have a child who's going to sit in the workplace, and they're going to be like, my job doesn't do this, and my job doesn't do that, and my job, and I'm used to getting awarded. I showed up every day. I showed up for the 40 hours, and the boss is like,
but you got paid for those 40 hours.
and if you want to stay employed, you'll show up for
Yeah,
the next 40 hours. So when
we're not creating, and we're not teaching them the real world.
That's not, again, having that level of reward. And that's why I say know your child, because you have to balance it out. And the reality of it is, if you set up systems where you tell them everything they do is going to get some level of reward, that is not true. And the real world will eat them up. I mean, because they expect certain things. You have kids now who will go from one job to the next job, to the next job, to the next job, to the next job, because the job doesn't provide them with systems that they believe reward them for the most basic of activities. I wrote something today. Well, that's what you do at your job.
It's actually in your job
Yeah, it's in your job
description,
description, but they expected some level of reward for actually doing their job. So when we create these systems, we have to understand that it's established in childhood, but it's carried over into their adulthood. And now, to me, we have a lot of people who hit 25 and going into their 30s who have unreasonable expectation of what the world is like, of expecting
Absolutely.
the world to cater, to bend, and to bow to them. And the reality of is, if we created that system or that belief at home, out in the real world, that it doesn't exist.
It doesn't work. 100%, honestly, rewarding can still be dangerous. And
yes,
it's one of those things, like, I think we were talking about this earlier, the fact that when we're rewarding, sometimes it's not about over rewarding. It's also about under rewarding your children. Because when we spoke about discipline, that discipline, you'll call that out for months to come.
Oh my God.
But sometimes you don't acknowledge the things that were worth rewarding.
Yeah.
So we have that as well.
Imbalance.
The imbalance of, like, here's the thing, your child deserves a reward. I think you stated it earlier. But remember, when you didn't do that, you're still disciplining them when they have an achievement worth rewarding.
Yeah.
But because you can't do it,
yeah,
now you're mentally abusing the child and bringing up something you disciplined about them a long time ago. So we're not just talking about expectations of achievements. We are also talking about when they should be rewarded for an achievement. You got an excuse on why you can't do it, or you bringing up something from forever ago. There is also an under rewarding, because at some point kids start to believe, your children may believe, well, they don't see my potential, so I don't. They don't think I can do this, so I don't. Like, those things also play a mental role in children. So I just wanted to say that because it goes into also you can over reward, but you can't under reward.
Oh my God,
100%.
yes. Parent, how you parent. Every child is different. Every child is unique. 5 children in the same household, every last single one of them are different, whether they be twins, triplets, or whatever. They are different. They have different requirements. They're wired differently. But at the same point in time, reasonable expectations, because it's bad when you can't fulfill. The child didn't ask for that level of reward. So when you promise a level of reward and then can't fulfill, then you know that might have been excessive. It's like you said, you got to pump your brakes on because you realize at the end of a week you're giving out more. But I did want to say this: if I can get in on you and Big E's point system of reward, I would like to. I go to work every day, so if you guys want to add me in, I don't want Roblox though. I want money. Bucks. I don't want Robux. I want money. Thank you.
So we have like parenting rewards now. Are we gonna have to?
Oh my God! Yes. Oh wow! Can we get that?
It's called Mother's Day and Father's Day.
That's it.
All I get is a birthday.
Oh, so what?
Well, you have birthdays and Mother's Day and Father's Day. There's no national holiday for Children's Day.
I want my certificate though.
Where you want to go?
Outback. Yep.
Got you.
Award.
You got an A++ on the parenting.
Yay! Okay.
So in closing, and figuring this out, what question
are you going to ask me? The question that I was going to ask you. So we touched on discipline. First 2 sessions, and third session, this is about rewards.
Yes.
And the good and the bad side of rewards. If you could say, from a mom's standpoint, in 5 years, you have a 5-year-old, soon to be 6, February be 6. In going on 6 years, can you say that you can identify in that period of time what is a good system? In 2 steps, what's a good system of reward?
In 2 steps.
2 steps.
I'm still working on it. I can't say it's set in stone, but I will say there is no more reward system for doing what you're supposed to do.
Okay, that's good.
Do what you're supposed to do. Okay, you get ready in the morning, you do what you're supposed to do in the morning, we get to school. There's no reward for that. You brush your teeth in the morning.
You used to give an award. You used to give a reward for that.
We just used to have very rough mornings. So when the mornings became not such rough mornings,
you had to start. I got you.
I had to start rewarding.
Yes. Okay.
So you don't get rewards for doing the basic things.
Okay, that's good.
Period, point blank. That's brushing your teeth, putting on your clothes, going to school, and being good. Listening to me.
Yes.
We set the baseline at this is expectation. So I will say in 2 steps. If I had to think of putting it into 2 steps, you have to do something that is not already expected of you.
Okay.
To have a reward.
Okay.
The reward is, again, not going backwards, but how we touched on discipline. What you do determines the level of discipline.
Gotcha.
How good of an achievement it is will determine the level of reward. So if we're talking you're just a notch over and we're talking Robux, you ain't getting that big bulk. You getting a tiny bulk.
Gotcha.
So again, levels to rewards.
Yes. But again,
do what you better do, bro.
But again, step 1, you establish the expectations. So when they meeting is not rewarded.
Meeting is not rewarded.
There you go. So
you have to exceed expectations.
Okay.
Just
but again, that's 2 steps.
Not getting a call from home.
Yeah.
Don't mean you did good.
I got you.
So
I got you.
Meeting expectations.
Yep.
Base.
So
exceeding expectations. Reward.
So 2 steps. You establish expectation, and in order to be rewarded, you have to exceed, and the level at which you exceed the expectation determines the level of reward.
Exactly.
Bingo. Got it.
However,
So yeah.
My closing question for you.
What's that?
Throughout raising your girls, when it comes to rewarding, what do you, if anything, regret most about rewarding? Did you reward too much? I could answer that for you, but I'm not going to. Did you reward? Did the level of rewards? You
already know the answer to.
Do you regret the level or the frequency of rewarding you did for your children?
No. because I have grown children, and anything that my children accomplish now, um, I'll reward if I can. Anything that I can be a part of in my children's life right now that require risk for me, for them to receive a reward, um, to the best of my ability, I'm all in. So, and that's why I say one of the things I said it jokingly. It doesn't end at 18.
Right.
It is you'll be there as long as. And one of the things that I told you all, I told all three of y'all, I said as long as you want to be a princess, hey, I'm your father, I'm the man, and that's the thing. And when you start wanting to be otherwise, then there's nothing. I don't know how to operate in that system. But as long as you want to be a little princess, again, whether you're 30, whether you're 40, whether you're 50, I always will look at my daughters as princesses. But as long as you want to stay in that, and operate within those guidelines, respectful young ladies, listen, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to contribute, because it, when you see it as a parent, when you invest, you don't get it back monetarily. You may put out whatever, but the reward is in when I come home. Sometimes you guys still run, daddy, yay. I mean, the reward is in having daughters that are in their 20s, and two in their 30s and one in their 20s, is and them still actually, you're the one who said you wanted to do this with me. So when you said you wanted to do a podcast with me, I'm like, oh, I'm in. I'm in, because to me, it's cool to be at this age and have kids who still want to do something with you. To me, that's my reward. Because again, when you're younger, you have kids. When they get into their peer pressure age, they don't want nothing to do with you. It's like, please don't. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. I don't want to be. I want to be with my friends. So now that you get older, and it's like, Daddy, I want to do a podcast with you. I want us to do a podcast together. And then like we went to go see your sister today at the bagel shop, and she's like, Daddy, and in front of all of her friends, that's my daddy. That's my daddy. To me, those are the things that bring joy, because you have so many parents who are like, oh man, my kids don't want nothing to do with me at this age, and it's like, ooh, too bad, so sad. I can't,
I don't know.
I can't, I can't,
can't relate.
I can't help you on that one. But to me, the reward is, my reward is the benefit of seeing you all be successful, the benefit of hearing those daddies, and still having little girls that want to be with you, be around you. That's rewarding. So I don't think that there's anything that I've ever done that I would take back or change. Now, some people would look at what I've done and say, dang it, that was excessive. um I wouldn't have done that much. I don't feel that way. So I don't think I'd have anything that I would change or take back, because I can't change what you do with what I gave you. It doesn't mean that I should love less because you're going to go out there and act a fool. Again, I give you the full benefit of me as a father. And then what you do with that as you get older, I could hope that everything that you've experienced, done, and seen in a father, I could hope that, it goes, but I can't guarantee. So as a parent, you can't say, I'm going to stop loving him because he needs to be. You can't say to EJ, I'm going to stop loving him so much because I need him to be balanced when he gets older. Oh, wait. You may create an imbalance by pulling back. And so again, it's a constant give everything that you can. And when I can, I can't. But as long as I can, I'll always give everything I can to. That's just it. That's me.
I love that.
We're over.
Well,
She's over.
I'm done. Well, I will say we are closing out on that note.
Ooh,
we are
Jesus.
closing out our parenting chapter. I do want to go out and say with a bang, I absolutely positively have zero daddy issues. I was indeed raised a princess.
Yes.
So one thing that I really hope from this parenting part is that you also got to see a little bit of me and my dad, Alex and Alex, and see the dynamic of our relationship as well, and how we discuss parenting and things like that. But we have successfully finished episode 3.
Yay!
So we are excited that you've stuck with us this long.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed and got something out of this episode.
Yes.
Remember, none of this is advice.
No.
take everything we say with a grain of salt. We're just speaking our truth.
Yes.
But we appreciate you joining us for
Yes,
another
thank
episode
you.
of Alex and Alex, and we hope you have an amazing new year. Welcome to
Happy
2026.
2026. Let's do
See you
this.
next week.
See.